Hey, good looking. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I am going through and giving you guys an awesome swatch party of some Colourpop shadows that I picked up during their sale. I'll show you guys the Soul bronzer that I picked up and what it replaces, and also stay tuned for the eyeshadow single that you've been waiting, long coveted, Glass Bull, and what eyeshadow palette it is actually in. So all of it is coming up, so stay tuned. Awesome makeup finds. Today I'm going to be going over some of the Colourpop stuff that I bought. So let's get started with let me just put some makeup on my face. So I picked up the Soul Light Face and Body Bronzing Balm. This is what it looks like. Some people argue that it looks orange on the skin, and I would have to say I think it looks, for my skin tone, it looks like a medium brown. A light to medium brown with an orange undertone. So for my skin tone, it'll work just fine. It smells like those shampoos that you get in a hotel where you really can't tell if it's citrus, if it's floral, or if it's musky. It's just freshly scented is how you would describe it. So I'm glad I could help that there. I'm Kendra Morgan Official, and thanks so much for joining me. If you like single eyeshadows, if you like content centered around sunscreens or makeup brushes that aren't Morphe, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below. Let's get started on putting some of this bronzer on my face. I feel like the best way to show you how a product worked is just to demonstrate it. I've used this now for a couple of days now, so this is still very much a first impressions video, but I do want to show you kind of like what it looks like. It looks really, really nice, by the way. I will say this, it is very, very heavily creamy, and it is replacing a product. It's replacing a product, folks. So I am this thing looks like garbage, but anyways, I bought the RMS Beauty Signature Set, the Pop Collection. It was probably like 5 months ago now. It's in one of my hauls, and I will link it in the eye.
That's not correct. Yes, it is.
But I'll link it for you in the eye, and you can go check out my first impressions on it and how it wore. It's nice. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I do like having it in a compact that is about the size of my hand and able to travel really well with it, but it does get really, really messy. You can see like up here, it just creeps up along the sides, and you end up just kind of like messing up everything. But anyways, I used up all of the bronzer, panned it, and it didn't take very long at all. So I'm super excited to be replacing that with my Soul bronzer. Did a lot of research, found that this was basically the new replacement for the Chanel one, and I think that I would much rather support an indie makeup brand than I would a big luxury brand. So let's go ahead, and I have some highlight on my face. I have all of my base makeup on. I don't have any powder. I have my concealer, my foundation, which is the My Michelle. Okay, so let's go ahead and just kind of buff some in. And you can see that it is, I'm light to medium. I'm not at all in the medium category, and I'm not at all in the light category either. I'm probably about light to medium. And I would say that this looks really very, very realistic for my skin tone. I'm not sure that light skins it would pull really orange. I just got done watching Millie from Bad to the Brow, and she did not like this product because it pulled so orange on her. It looks extremely orange on her skin, but she is very, very fair skinned, so I can definitely see that being an issue for her. For me, not so much. Okay, so here we go. Looks good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side applied. Quit looking at the viewfinder, Kendra, and focus on the task at hand. Looks really good. I'm just gonna kind of bronze up down here. And let me just go ahead and bring a little bit of that bronzer down my neck, because I do kind of white out in this area, so I'm just going to bring a little bit of that bronzer. Really, really creamy. I do worry about its longevity and wear time for oily skin, which is what I have. I do have one of the best foundations for that. The My Michelle SPF 50 is really, really excellent for extremely oily skin. However, looky, we are super oily. Like the super oil slick here. The next thing that I picked up that I do want to talk about is the Luxe Gloss from Colourpop, and it is in the shade Panache. I don't know. I'll just put it on the screen right here. It's pretty sticky. It's pretty goopy. This has a micro shimmer in it, and it's what I have on my lips right now, but I'll go ahead and put another layer on for you guys to see. I don't have any lip liner, nothing. I don't like to put lip liners on when I'm showing what it looks like on the skin because it's not really showing you the color. It's fairly sheer, but it does lighten my lips a little bit. So if you are a darker skin tone than mine, you probably wouldn't really care for this that much. And it feels clumpy right here, especially. Oh yeah, maybe that was some of my skin. Anyways. It's okay. I don't know if I would be repurchasing any of these. I have heard that the Luxe glosses, depending on what you get, some of them feel really sticky and some of them feel just comfortable and fine and hydrating on the lips. I will say it feels hydrating. I don't think it's without the sticky feeling. It feels a little sticky. And it feels a little gritty, to be honest with you. These micro shimmers, even though they're super tiny, do feel like a little bit gritty on my lips. So there's that. I don't mind it. I will use it. I've been using the Makeup Geek one, and it is super, I really like it. Nothing has topped it, but it's got this kind of pink shade. It's still very sheer, but it comes in a really small container, and it's about half the price. I really like it. I think it looks a little better on my skin tone, and it could also go a little bit deeper too as well. They also have a darker shade, and they have a nude shade as well, but they have a darker shade. So if you're of darker skin complexion, you could, get one of these, and it would look very beautiful on you. Unfortunately, it looks really too dark for the summertime for me. But anyways, there you go. Okay, let's get into some eyeshadow swatches. I also picked up a 12-pan eyeshadow palette. It's a build your own palette. So you get the palette and then you get the 12 shadows included. I kind of wanted to give Colourpop a second chance. I know sometimes I rag on them pretty hard about their singles and how I feel about their singles versus their palettes, that they just seem to be dumping more of the money into the palette. Sorry, I'm kind of going... But it's all this gloss on my lips, and it's not all this gloss. It's like it's all the gloss that's making me talk like this. Not me. Nothing. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Anyways, if you're finding value in this content, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you're interested in this, also give it a thumbs up. I picked up 12 shades. I picked up as many duochromes as I possibly could, including the highly coveted Glass Bull. And also I want you to stay tuned because there is a shade that I found that is the exact shade, but it goes under a different name, and it is in a Colourpop palette that you may already own. So stay tuned for that. Let's go ahead and get started in the close-up and personal swatches for the Colourpop palette. There is the eyeshadows. I put these in no particular order whatsoever, and the first shade is Tea Time. Is that right? Tea Garden, excuse me. I do apologize for that. Anyways, so I'm just swatching that. That's a duochrome. It's got kind of that red base with that golden shimmer over the top of it. Very beautiful. And I have worn this already. It wears really nice on the lid. Fluff Metallic is the next shade. It's a very beautiful metallic lavender, and it does have some flecks of some colors in it. I think they're kind of like purple and blue flecks. It's not considered a duochrome. It's just really, really shimmery. Then we have the shadow Billie Jean, and it's a metallic as well. It's extremely, extremely shiny. Kind of a, I call it a denim blue, but it is a blue periwinkle shade that's metallic, super, super shiny. Followed closely by Gridlock. I thought this was going to be a turquoise shade, but it leans more blue than anything. And it is extremely, extremely sticky in formula, and it kind of reminds me of the AOA Studio A2O eyeshadows. They kind of have that like sticky formula. There it is. Glass Bull is going to be the next shadow. It is a duochrome. It's kind of a lavender with a metallic taupe shift, and it's what I'm wearing on my lids today, but it is so gorgeous. I'm pulling back right here to show you guys the shift. Not easily coming across, but hopefully I can swing my arm around after I get that swatch on there and kind of show you guys how it looks on a swatch. You can see that lavender, and then you can kind of see the icy blue shift. Next shadow is Paradiso, I think. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that shade, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous sweetheart shade. It's kind of that maroon berry shade. I have a shadow in my Sydney Grace collection that mimics this, and I think it might be Sweetheart, or it might be Princess Pepe. Earthshine, I believe that's another duochrome. It's very pretty. It's a soft baby pink, but it has kind of like a lavender shift over the top. It's not really carried off here. I think later on I do try to turn down my lights a little bit, but it's just a very beautiful soft baby pink, and it has kind of like an icy lavender duochrome over the top. Now we're getting into the first matte shade that I have, and that's called Hop On. This is an orange red matte shade. The next shadow that I swatch for you guys is going to be their matte red shadow, and you'll see how close in color these two are. This one is pretty patchy when I swatch it, and it's definitely a builder upper. Oh Ship is Colourpop's matte red. It's supposed to be a true stark red. And next to the shadow Hop On, it does kind of pull a little bit more orangey. And to be quite honest, in my world, these would be considered dupe shadows. So Cater to You is another one of Colourpop's metallics. It's a beautiful, I would call it a fuchsia pink. It's really vibrant. I found it to be easy to swatch, very creamy and buttery over the skin. I really like that shadow. It's super gorgeous. So Chauffeur is considered one of Colourpop's duochromes, and I cannot for the life of me get it to reflect that golden over the top, but it's an orange with supposedly a golden shift over top, and that's kind of the duochrome. You can see when I push in and try to get that swatch to cream out for you guys, you can see a little bit of that golden shift, and if I pull back you can kind of get a hint of that shift, but ultimately you can't really see that that's a duochrome. Solstice with the Mostess is the last shadow. This is a vibrant fuchsia pink, and it is so gorgeous. I love it. It's just one of those solid hot pink colors, and it's metallic, super shiny, super sheeny, and it's very pigmented too. So those are the Colourpop shadows that I have purchased for you. Okay, I gave Colourpop a second chance. I felt like they redeemed themselves a little bit here. I didn't really find too many of the shadows to be difficult or just like lackluster like some of the other ones. I think Colourpop's matte shadows are better in their palette formula, but their metallics and their, shimmers and their glitter formula are definitely, well, I can't say glitter. I can't say anything to glitter, but those are definitely better. They're definitely good in their singles formula. The only one that I had problems with is this shade right here, Gridlock. It was extremely tacky and sticky in texture. I think it might have something to do with the pigments, but yeah, you can there's almost like a grittiness to it. It does come off really nice, has great payoff, and it's super shiny, shimmery. It looks more turquoise in the pan, and when you actually swatch it, it actually looks more blue on the hand. So it almost looks blue right there. I mean, I can see it. It looks more blue to me. So I was a little bit disappointed because I like those teal turquoise shades, and I was kind of hoping this would be it. But nonetheless, I still love all the shadows. Let me go ahead and put this in here. And finally, I do want to finish off with the shadow that I found in my collection Off Melrose Place has a couple of duochromes, I believe, or no, it's only one duochrome. And the shade in the second row, first shadow, is called Fairfax. I saw it, I thought it was really, really beautiful, and it fit the description of Glass Bull. When I picked up the single eyeshadows from Colourpop at 30% off, I saw that they had the same exact description. And there's the two shadows next to each other. The first one that I swatched for you, it doesn't really even matter, is Fairfax. And the second one that I swatched for you is Glass Bull. And you can see right there, I did like skip, but that's just because of my finger. Like there's a dip right there. But the shadows are exactly the same. The sheen is the same. The duochrome shift is the same. And also, I am wearing Fairfax on this eye and I'm wearing Glass Bull on this eye. I cannot tell the difference. I can't see any differences on the lid. In application, I see no differences. So if you are interested in the long awaited, the highly coveted Glass Bull, and you didn't get a single picked up on the last Colourpop sale before it sold out, and you own this palette right here, you already have Glass Bull. It's just in a different name. I should really email these people and ask them, like, is it true? Is Glass Bull in the Off Melrose palette? It's what I have today on my lid. I also put Easy Breezy in the crease just to kind of have something to blend, but I don't know if you guys can see. I didn't put any lashes on so you guys could see the soft duochrome shift, because the lavender and the blue turquoise shift are, you know, what am I trying to say? They're pretty close in color, so you kind of don't see the difference like you do in a red and a green shift, like in Red Chameleon from Sydney Grace, or Insomnia by Makeup Geek. You know, those shadows right there, those red ones that have the green over top, you don't really see those as much. This is a more wearable, work appropriate duochrome. Also in Divina, I would put it close to Mystic Moon Pie. It's similar, although Mystic Moon Pie is just a way over the top. Glossy, shimmery, buttery, shiny, very shifty. Yeah. Okay, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy this content, make sure you subscribe down below. Can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.